Heyo, folks, and welcome to a more casual stream, hopefully with less uh, blood pressure rising stuff. But you never know. There's no real updates in the cases I follow. And we had a really good time last time I was in Judge Boyd's court. So I thought, well, let's go visit Judge Boyd. And this is from today. I haven't watched it. I have no idea what will be going on. But last time we had a few a few bad cases where you could see, for instance, you had that young girl, in her 20s, with severe drug addiction. And you could see that she was really pretty girl, but you could start to see the wear and tear. And then you had the man who completely turned his life around. And so these are the day-to-day things that happens in courts. You have the bad stuff, you have the horrifying stuff, but also you get to see the good things happening. Now, who's here? Gwendolyn is here. Sweet fly on the wall. Swan Lake lady. Polly popcorn. Ghost. Vice baby. Erin. I undermeant what you stood. And a bunch more on YouTube. And over at Rumble, we have a handful of people. And over at X, we have also a number of people watching. So welcome to No Politics Time. Let's get away from all that and just not think of it and just watch the day-to-day business in Texas 187th District with Judge Boyd.
But they said she didn't have a pool or anything. It was just, who knows?
Well, I like lost my kids. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So it's horrible.
Oh my God. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm telling people, be careful, don't come around sneezing on people.
Yeah.
I went through the drive-through and I was sneezing. And I was telling the
Thank you,
person,
Chrissy Miller.
It's
for
just
sharing this
allergies.
over
It's,
at
I
X.
promise you, it's just allergies. And so it's just allergies. So far I have avoided the flu, pneumonia, COVID. So not gonna fake wood. Hello, how's it going? Long time no see.
Been a while, Judge. How are you?
All right, what have you been up to?
Well, I'm actually in-house counsel for two companies here in town, but something's come up with an old client and a good client, but his family contacted me, and so he's got an MTR out of your court. He's got an MTR out of the county court, and then he's got another case in Woodford County. So understanding the dynamics of what this guy's dealing with, I have some pretty novel ideas that may work for him, hopefully. But I went around to try to get a file to see if I could talk to you about a bond on him because he's been remanded without bonding his court. But I don't know.
Well, is he here today?
No, man, he's over in Bear County. So,
Oh, you'll
he doesn't
have
have
to
to-
talk to the coordinator and
Okay.
see if they can maybe have him zoom in. Because I
all right,
require people to be here for bond settings.
okay.
So you can talk to them and see if they can have him zoom in.
Uh, Clock. I've got to set him at 9:30, Judge. How much time does that generally take to get him?
You'd have to ask them.
Okay.
It depends on the jail.
Well, and if I'm unable to do it today, can I get that arranged with you this week?
Sure, just talk to the coordinator.
Very good.
Good seeing you.
You've been okay?
Yeah, I can't complain.
Yeah, You
I
like it?
had packing done, so now I don't know where anything is.
Oh, is that right?
Mhm.
How do you like it?
Oh, it's good, but,
You don't miss private practice?
oh, let me just tell you, there are good things and bad things about every, field I've been in. There were bad things about being a defense attorney.
Yeah.
Good things are you make your own schedule, you get to
Right.
accept your clients. DA's office, bad and good things. Bad things, you don't get your own clients,
Yeah.
you know?
You don't miss chasing the money, if they're gonna keep paying.
You know what somebody told me? Because when I started practicing, people were advertising in the telephone book,
Mhm.
and it was super expensive. I couldn't even
Wake
believe
up when
those
you go
prices.
outside.
Oh, yeah.
And so what ended up happening is I ended up speaking to an attorney, and this attorney wasn't board certified or anything, but everybody went to him.
Sorry?
And so what ends up happening is he tells me, Stephanie, your work is your advertisement. And so I'm like, all right, I'm praying that my work is going to be advertised. And sure,
It
it
works.
was.
It works.
Yeah,
God, I can't even believe that, I don't know when you were licensed, but,
97.
okay, we got licensed at the same time, 27, 28 years.
Mhm.
Just-
Oh, it
It's
flies.
been a blur. It's been a
Mhm.
blur.
Yeah.
It's been a blessing too.
Yes.
So, but,
All right, I'm going to call the docket. When I call the docket, excuse me, there's no hugging in this courtroom. Who's on the docket? Are you on the docket? No, the female who's with you. You need to wait outside.
Did you see the switch? Casual, boom, business.
All right, court, I'm going to call the docket. When I call the docket, you need to stand and let me know you are here. If you don't stand and answer when I call the docket, I'm assuming you're not here and a warrant is going to be issued for your arrest. Custody, Marco Marino. Thank you. Juan Miranda. Michael Warner. Thank you. Anthony Marino, custody. Julius Tovar, custody. Freddie Ariano, custody.
I don't think it's
April
custody
Gonzalez, April Ramirez, Eric Mitchell, custody. Amanda Castro, Amanda Lynn Castro. Timothy Zapata, custody. Benito Vasquez, Benito Vasquez. Karen Garnica. Abel Martinez. Thank you. Alyssa Gonzalez, custody. Joseph Vela. Thank you. Leroy Villareal. Thank you. Jorge Martinez, Jorge Enrique Martinez. Juan Ortiz, custody. Benito Vasquez III. Jennifer Trejo, custody. Amarian Sullivan, custody. All right, we have a Benito Vasquez III and a Benito Vasquez.
It's the same person.
All right, thank you. Philip Harris,
His grandpa
Michael
and son
Medina,
and grandson.
Alfredo Rodriguez, David Cerna, Rodney Patterson, custody, Christian Chavez. Lorenzo Garcia IV.
There's a lot of people on this docket.
Rogea Bergen Savant.
As I said a few minutes ago, this is day-to-day court. This is not the big flashy trials. It's here's what actually is going on.
Allah. Christian Escobar Reyna. Marlon Phillips. I need an update on that, Norma.
Yes, sir.
Samantha Godarama.
Council President, Your Honor.
Brandon Pena, custody. Jason Bustos, custody. All right, anyone who came in late. What's your name?
Second row.
All right, anyone whose name wasn't called. Attorneys, here are the rules. Please follow these rules. You're not ready to approach the court until you confer with the state and confer with your client. If your client is in custody, ask the deputy to bring them out. Once they've been brought out, do not leave the courtroom because for security reasons, there's a limited number of people the deputies can have in the box at any one time. And if you leave once you requested your client, you're being selfish to your colleagues. Court reporter is to my left. Do not stand behind her when we're on the record. If you are in the box speaking to an inmate, just raise your hand and ask the deputy to move your client down to the other end. If those other ends are occupied by attorneys speaking to their clients, then you're going to have to wait. Do not approach on this side when we're on the record. You'll know because I have called the docket. If your client wishes to speak to the court in a language other than English, you need to request an interpreter. Once you request an interpreter, do not leave the courtroom because there's a limited number of interpreters. All right, today is Monday. My understanding, we're supposed to get heavy rain on Tuesday, maybe tornadoes, we shall see. And rain is supposed to start today at noon. So we move with a purpose. We won't get caught in the rain without our umbrellas. I have mine because my mom says you should always carry one. All right, everyone, please confer.
Here in Bear County or somewhere else? Second row.
Yeah, Auntie, I don't know what I have done to piss off YT. I don't know. If I had known, I would try to do something about it. But I saw a comment on under a different video where somebody said, "I don't know who you are, but all of a sudden you are all over my all over that person's feed," which is interesting because people who actually subscribe to my channel don't get notifications, but apparently people who don't subscribe get notifications of sorts. So I have no idea. All I can do is keep putting up videos and streams and hope this shadow ban situation blows over. Oh yeah, if Judge Boyd had Miss Love in front of her, Miss Love would have cowered.
I did file much with this discovery of guys. There's no report. Saying too much. It really doesn't want to.
What's the
Yes.
case number?
See on 0375. That's right.
Is the last one? Karen Gardner? 2020 CR.
03175. That's
So still that up? Just good planning? You probably did.
yes.
Leroy Villareal?
That's what we're doing.
I can give them. On Thursday,
So that's your train.
Christy said she would. What time is
9 o'clock.
Who are you?
Thursday night?
I have your.
You can use one in the back. Yes, sir. Go around that way. And then go to the 20 or so.
Thursday, 9 o'clock.
Thursday at 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good, thank you.
You two have a good one, okay? That one I'm 6247. And on that one, I'm filing the PTD dismissal.
Okay.
That way it won't appear on the docket, hopefully.
Ah, thank you, Nana Misty. That's so nice of you. Saying hello, my sweet
Good
Nick,
morning.
chat and mods. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. I'm having a good day today. I'm having a good day today. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
What's your name? Second row, sir. Just him.
Step here in for a session. I just want to let somebody just email you or what?
What, you have a case number with you?
No. One time I didn't bring my these. 13. Yeah, no, I don't have. Sorry.
No his name or anything?
Yeah. It's still, right.
What's her first name? That's what I am.
Like something. He's got kind of the tissue. Big joke.
Maria Hernandez.
That's it. That's right. Oh, she's still there. They can't make this.
Thank you.
Min?
How fun is state will be okay, but it's just I'm not.
Oh.
I hope, and if it's a problem, I'll be here.
Just go to the
Yeah,
back
I'm
with
trying
the
to skip
docket,
forward
go back
to
with Yaya.
Docket itself.
Yeah, the docket sheet, and just bring it up and we'll get it up there.
when we see
Reyna, to see if he's still in custody, if he actually made his bond.
Judge?
Rogia Bergen Savala,
Yes, ma'am.
Christian Reyna, Marlon Phillips.
You checked in, right, Martin Brooks? Yes. You checked in, Judge.
Thank you.
To the attorney outside.
Thank you. Samantha Godarama,
And Judge, I think I gave you the one that you requested.
yes. And that one we are going to need the attorney. So see if he's available to stop in. And that is on,
Leroy Villareal?
Lorenzo Garcia, correct?
yes.
Well, I know that the notification system on YouTube is absolutely in shambles, but I do try to have something out by noon each day. If it is a stream or a video, I don't. That's up to what happens in the cases I follow, or if I can do one of these streams, or if one of my trials is ongoing. But try to at noon Eastern time. I will almost always have something out for you. And thank you to Tough Cookie for becoming a member. Thank you so much. That is so nice of you. Now you have access to all the members only content and your own emojis on YouTube. Whee! And that brings the member count of today to 1. Thank you so much, Tough Cookie. And they are silent again. It's a bit slow.
And put them together and said this is considered the. She brought it.
No.
She printed out maybe 5 documents and put them together and said this is considered the file, and I said okay. And Mishler, M-I-S-H-L-E-O. May I approach, Your Honor?
Sure.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
We were set on Thursday in this case. I was asking if it could be recalled to March 17th. That's a Monday.
Okay, let me see. Let me see. It's slow. Let me refind this. Okay, they have Chakowski on this.
She and I are both on it, Your Honor.
Okay. You may want to have them put your name on here.
I will.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
It would be to Monday, the 17th. And there's probably some work that I can do on my end between now and then to make the 17th a productive day.
All right.
Thank you.
And your client, are they on bond?
Yes, he's on bond and he's being monitored by pretrial services.
All right, and you will contact him and
I
let him
will.
know?
Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Thank you. Sure.
Do I need to take any of it back to the clerk?
No, I'll give it to them, but you need to call the prosecutors on it to let
I
them know.
will. I will. Thank
Right.
you, Your Honor.
You're
Maybe
welcome.
excuse me.
You're
Have a
welcome.
good day.
You too. Oh,
No, I think it's just.
Oh, lock,
Yes, Your Honor.
make sure that there was supposed to be a protective order filed by the defense. All right, thank you.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Sure, sure.
Don't want to travel
Yeah.
across the courtroom. That's been filed.
Okay.
It's just awaiting signature, and that was one of the things, one of the dials I was going to be
All
able.
right, can you tell them to pull that so I can sign it?
I will.
Because I haven't received it if it's not been
Okay.
signed.
On the case that the judge has, Troy Mishler, Mishler. He's on Thursday.
It's 2024 CR 010526.
There is a protective order that's been filed about discovery. The judge would like to see the order. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Because I want to make sure that's signed.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. May I be excused?
Yes.
No, see how respectful
Would you mind?
they are to her?
Villareal.
That is because she will tear their throats out if they disrespect her. And everybody knows it, so nobody does it. I really, really enjoy watching Judge Boyd. I've been on slow days or after one of my streams when I need to wind down, I watch Judge Boyd. And I don't know why I haven't streamed Judge Boyd I should have streamed Judge Boyd for years to you guys.
Yes.
Procedural case. That's gonna be.
Judge Boyd is in Texas, the 187th district.
Can you put the figure on there just so we can know?
Let's see where this is. San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, you did?
Cost of living in San Antonio, Texas is 9% lower than the national average. Housing in San Antonio, Texas is 21% cheaper than the US average, while utilities are about 16% less pricey. How about that? Have I seen Judge Fletcher? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Dali is doing Judge Fletcher streams all the time. So I prefer Judge Boyd over Judge Fletcher, actually. Hempland, Texas is an hour and a half from your house. I Sunday want to go watch her live. Well, it's an open courthouse, so.
Somewhat by design. They can take it. What I do over here.
Do any of you have a case in here? The ones that just came in, two ladies?
Yes. Are you on the docket? His name?
For you?
All right, are any of you do any of you have a case that's pending against you? The people who came in? All right,
What's your name, sir?
all right.
Second row, sir.
And when the inmates are brought out, there's to be no talking to inmates. If anyone talks to one of the inmates or signals to one of the inmates, you're going to be excused from the courtroom, and you will only be allowed back in this courtroom if you're needed as a witness. Does everybody understand?
When she talks, people listen. Really? There was a moan festival of lawyers trying to argue her performances were for YouTube? No, I do not believe that for 1 second.
He's here. He's against the law. Do you need this? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I'll take it. Some of them might call me.
No, that was back to probation.
It's been a couple of weeks. Yeah, I did want it once.
All right, Marlon Phillips, come forward.
I think I'm very custom.
We'll bring him out. We'll bring him back.
Hello, how is everything going? All right, were you able to get in to see someone at Center for Healthcare Services or no?
Yeah, I go there
Everyone, please whisper.
I go there like maybe 2-3 times a month, repeatedly to go there because I got a counselor, a lady that helps me with resources and stuff like that, and I have also a care provider. Okay. So
All right. And is there anything else you need from the court?
everything,
Hmm?
everything I do.
I mean, is everything going fine? Because my goal is to set conditions of bond so that you can be successful. And if there's any type of impediment to your being successful on bond, if you need drug treatment, if you need any of those things, just let the court know.
Oh, okay. No, pretty much it's the medicine is that they're mixing or trying to get right. It's starting to work now and things are doing well.
All right. And how long has this case been waiting to be indicted, counsel?
About 2 months, Your Honor. We're going in the right direction.
Okay.
We need a drug test lab result.
Okay,
Discovery is not the issue.
okay.
Well, if the drug ID report is not ready, that's not going to produce, then that's discovery is part of this. I am in the process of asking their county laboratory if they have a report that's so conducive and not introduced to this book.
All right. And so here's my other question then. Because the last time he was here, he said he was homeless. Are you still homeless?
I have a place to go with my mom. It's like I like being there every time. It's not, we're like twice a week, you know, every other week. And with my friends, I say, Nikki, I go stay at her house.
All right, who's the friend who's with him? Hi. All right, so here's the thing. I can reset you again. But if I don't reset you and you're homeless, what's going to end up happening is your mail is going to go wherever it goes. And if you don't receive the mail, a warrant's going to be issued for your arrest because we're not going to know if you received it or not.
I have a good side of the result.
All right, so if you can make sure that they have your address so that you'll know when your setting is. Counsel, unless you want me to give him a setting to coincide with the timelines for asking for whatever you want to ask for if this case is not indicted. So it's up to you. So if you want me to set this off, you said it's been hanging around for how many months?
Two is an estimate, Your Honor.
All right.
Excuse me. This been going on for 2.5 years that I've been waiting to come to court. Like seriously.
All right, let me just see this. Can somebody pull this? What's the offense date on this?
For Quincha,
On Marlon Phillips?
it's November 30th of 2023.
Okay, so, excuse me, state. This is, the offense date on this is 2023. We are in 2025. What are we doing with this case?
That's what I'm saying, like that.
Well, no. We're gonna take care of this. So waiting on labs, I don't know. I'm not a part of any negotiation, but this seems to me that maybe this is a further investigation type of thing. But for him to have a charge that's been pending since 2023, that's an issue for the court. And I'll entertain whatever defense you wish to file unless the state wants to do something.
I'll file a motion, Your Honor.
All right, so if you want to handwrite it, we can hear it today.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, just have a seat.
See? Without a second's hesitation when she learns that this is an almost 2-year-old case for something that might just be parole or a few months in jail. And the state has taken almost 2 years, and they still claim they need more time. So yeah, I would assume his attorney will file a motion for dismissal of sorts, and the states will have to scramble. Yeah. And the prosecution lied to her. 2 years for labs? No, that's not acceptable. This is why I love watching Judge Boyd. When she calls out bullshit immediately from both sides.
Yes, just have a seat. I mean, it's a drug case since 2023.
Oh, she's
Will I
not
give this
having.
to you? Somebody charge you on one?
All right, are the parties ready on Samantha Godarama? Okay.
Did you pull the file from the back?
Well, there is a file because you got sentence.
You can write in it even though we.
So you're on this side.
Okay.
The docket sheet. So go.
So a part of this plea bargaining agreement is restitution of $6,292.70. So has any of that money been paid? Awesome. Okay.
Judge, ordered that she paid it. She's in touch with her, she paid it. So she paid it like the day after.
Okay. All right. And just one moment. Cindy, did you send a link for me or no?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know where it is. Is it the same link each time?
No.
Okay, because I don't have it.
One more thing is that she has this almost uncanny ability to absolute reset between the cases. She can go off at a really stupid defendant. She can go off on the prosecution. She can go off on the defense. Next case, boom, calm. And I mean, she has done this for many years. And I must say, I'm impressed by that ability to be able to just switch back to neutral once a new case is in front of her on a moment's notice. Yeah. Fulton County needs Judge Boyd. Yeah. Now, this is an example of the absolute right judge at the right place at the right time. We can wish she would be, she should be in a higher court, or she should do these big trials. I don't know, because she's so good at what she does there. So I don't know if I would want her any other place. Now, do I believe she would be an excellent trial lawyer for murder, the big murder trials? Yes, I do. But also, she's doing so good at this level. Yeah, that would be interesting. The tantrum Fanny Willis had when she took the stand last year, that wouldn't have gone over well with Judge Boyd. And hello, you guys over at Rumble. Please hit the thumbs up. You know where it is. You guys over at X, also, you know the heart thing. Press it. Help my channel grow over at X as well. And of course, you here at YouTube, you always know. Hit the thumbs up.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that's fine. I don't need it. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 01093, State versus Samantha Godarama. Counsel, in the box. Y'all need to move it down to the other end. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 01093, State versus Samantha Godarama. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Kayla Dietrich for Samantha Guadarrama.
And are you Samantha Godarama?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report and TAP evaluation?
Yes.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you entered a plea bargain agreement on January 6th. According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at $2,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution of $6,292.70 to Mitchell McCain It's the court's understanding that that amount has been paid. Is that correct?
What's correct?
All right. Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say?
No, no.
All right, you want to raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Samantha Godarama.
All right, so why are you keying this guy's car?
It was a mistake and it was.
No, it wasn't a mistake. A mistake is you take somebody's umbrella thinking that it's yours because they're both black umbrellas. Keying somebody's car is not a mistake. So why are you keying the car?
I was being taunted by my ex about our situation, that we were separating, and he was getting me videos and pictures of just other women and in our own, like in our home that we lived together during that time and during that night.
That's not what the police report says.
Uh-oh.
The police report I'm reading says that the victim in 01 returned from a night out and the victim parked his vehicle in the driveway of 01's residence. While at 01's residence, 01 received an alert on his video camera. 01 looked at his video camera and observed his ex-girlfriend in the driveway of his residence.
Oh.
01 was speaking with D1 through the camera, your D1, and D1 believed that another female was at the location as D1 believed the victim's vehicle, which was parked in the driveway, belonged to a female. Victim in 01 continued watching the video camera and observed D1 walking around victim's vehicle, keying victim's vehicle in the process. This is what I don't understand. So it says in here that you thought that was a female's vehicle.
Yes,
I don't
ma'am.
understand why women think that other women owe them any type of loyalty. Why is the go-to for women when they think somebody's cheating on them? Well, let me attack the female. You shouldn't be attacking anybody, honestly. But I don't know why there's this thing, let's destroy the female's vehicle. Maybe he don't want you anymore. Or maybe he wants you and the other female. If that's the case, you have choices to make. Either you're going to stay with him and accept the fact that he's cheating on you, or either you're going to leave him. The choice should never be, let me key his car or key the female's car. It's never going to turn out good. Now, I see that you have a son and a daughter. How would you feel if your son ends up dating someone and they become an ex-girlfriend and they won't let go and they end up keying his car? You lose your mind. So here you are out keying somebody's car who doesn't want you, obviously. No, I mean, that's yes or no. Do you understand that?
Yes, I did.
And so you went to jail?
I did.
And how long were you in jail?
That night,
All right, well, how long did you stay in jail till you paid this off, though?
that day on January, when I was at court, for like 3 days, I believe.
All right, so that's 3 days you spent away from your children because you love a man more than your children. Whenever you make these stupid decisions, what ends up happening is that shows that you're loving this man more than your children. You can't do that. Have you had any
Please.
contact with him?
I want to
No, I
report
don't.
a
All
verbal
right, so do you
murder.
have any children with him?
No, I did not.
All right, so you better not contact him. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
That relationship is over. You don't have any property with him. You don't have any children with him, so there's no need to contact him. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you do for a living?
Part-time.
Wow.
All right.
This
And
is
have you
going to
started
be a
dating
separate
again?
video.
No, I have not.
Okay, that's a good thing. You're gonna have to get an orchid. And I tell everybody this who have relationships problems, because orchids teach patience. They have some beautiful orchids out at the HEB. I just saw some when I went there. I'm like, wow, they're so beautiful. They're in bloom. You need to get that orchid. They're inexpensive. I think they have a coupon too, so it's less expensive. Get that orchid and keep that orchid. And it comes with directions. Read up on it, how to care for it. And once those leaves fall off, if you can get that same orchid to bloom again without losing your patience, then you'll be ready for relationships. Because with orchids, you can read those instructions. Like it says, indirect sunlight, you put it in indirect sunlight. Next thing you know, the leaves are burning. Somebody's like 3 ice cubes. Then you learn, nope, it doesn't take 3 ice cubes. So I don't tell people to get orchids to be flippant. It's just that orchids require patience and care. And that's the same thing with relationships. And if somebody is cheating on you, you have two choices to make. One, you either accept it and confront them and say, hey, you're cheating on me. And then their choice is to continue to cheat or either say, all right, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do it again. But those are your choices. Your choice is not to go and key some car because then you end up here. You understand? All right, this is what the court is going to do. There's a $2,000 fine that will be probated. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. Proof of employment within 30 days. There should be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There should be no contact with Mitchell, MITCHELL, McCall, MCCALL. There should be 3 years deferred adjudication,
Ooh.
200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to require parenting classes. Once that's completed, 100 hours will be deemed satisfied. How far did you go in school?
I graduated.
All right, what do you want? What did you plan to do with the rest of your life? Do you like bartending? Do you
No.
plan on, what do you want to do?
No, I'm a real estate license as well. I just haven't used it.
Okay. And then there's 100, I'm gonna require anger management. And once that's completed, the remaining 100 hours will be deemed satisfied. There's gonna be field visits 1 time per month for 6 months. And the court will show that the restitution amount of $6,292.70 has been paid in full. Probation, is there anything else? All right, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so from what I can gather, 3 years probation, visiting from somebody once a month, 200 hours of community service, but if she does the 100 hours, the rest will be forgiven. For keying a car. Yeah, folks, don't key a car. Second, don't stick your dick in crazy. It's not worth it. It's fun, but you might end up with your car keyed. Yeah, community service, anger management. Yeah. Hopefully, she will take all of this into account. She has 2 kids. Don't spend 3, as the judge point said, 3 days in jail. That's because you love that man more than you loved your kids. Ooh, that was rough.
All right, did you review the document? Let me see if I have it here. Entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney. Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. We can go off the record. So I put you down for 3 years deferred adjudication. If you complete everything early, I'll consider early termination. Whether you're on for the full 3 years or not is completely up to you and your actions. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, make better choices. You got children to consider, okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Miss Samantha, don't leave yet. You have to have a seat in the front row to talk to probation.
Oh, no problem. We don't want people leaving.
Yeah, want that.
Hi, can I see your? The docket, for the judge, but his case is just said. Okay, yeah. Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't forget anything.
Yeah, let's hope that she doesn't do that. She learns. Yeah, women, we never learn. Yeah, speaking from experience, yes, it's fun, but looking back at it, it really wasn't worth it. But back then it was.
Eduardo Porter the third. Okay.
Thanks.
Hello.
Hello, this is a fellow that you sentenced last month and he got 3 years TDC,
Mm-hmm.
but I was hoping to get the weapon as a part of my fees.
Mm-hmm. And state?
We're not opposed to.
Wait, what? He hopes to get his what? What did he say?
Hello.
Hello, this is a fellow that you sentenced last month and he got 3 years TDC,
Mm-hmm.
but I was hoping to get the weapon as a part of my fees.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And state?
We're not opposed to.
so instead of fees, he gets a gun. Yay!
He would not be releasing it to anyone, including the department, as a definitive felon.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
All right, so if you can write in your motion that you're asking that it be given,
It's there, Judge, it's the last line in the order.
no, but I mean in your
Oh,
motion
okay.
for release. If
Okay.
you'll write that in the motion, then I'll sign it. Thank you.
I should have been an attorney in Texas. I can't pay your fees. Do you have a gun? Oh, that was funny. Oh, sir, it's called TGCJ ID, Texas Department of Criminal Justice Institutional Division. That's who. Yeah, you work for them. Hey, Gigi. Hello. Yes, Gigi, my first and best moderator, is a former correctionals officer, and she was a good one.
He's not, he wasn't on the record, but like, he was more. I think when he's usually, it says March 6th. Oh, March 6th, I'm sorry, today's the. March 6th. He's here, right?
Jenna? Lorenzo Garcia the fourth. Who's the attorney? All right, just if you could call him on the phone, please.
Oh, who was that, Judge?
Lorenzo Garcia.
Oh, Mr. McLean is in the 186. She'll be here shortly.
All right, thank you.
He doesn't need to call him.
Are y'all ready on Marlon Phillips?
I think the state was gonna file that dismissal.
All right, thank you.
And Mr. Callahan left to another court real quick. He said he'll be back in 10 minutes.
All right, thank you. All right, do they have the dismissal?
She doesn't have it. I don't think they filed it yet.
All right. State, do y'all have the dismissal on Phillips, or you're waiting for the motion from Mr. Callahan? This is the case that's been pending since 2020.
Yeah, we're looking into that. I
All right.
Mr. Callahan, if he just gives us about 20 minutes.
Okay, all right, thank you. Jesus Santalo? Yes. Good morning. Hi, how's it going? Long time no see.
I know, Judge, I have a lot of projects I'm working on.
Oh, wow.
What are you approaching on?
I have no idea. No, here it is, Norma. It was put up here.
I did not see the KBS Mama. Nick, did you see the CEOs in New York are on strike? The governor fired all who are on strike and called in National Guard to man the prisons. I'm questioning the. I'm not familiar with labor law in New York or New York State, but my immediate thought is, can the governor do this? That's And goes as deal struck to end New York Correctional Officer strike happened a few days ago. Let's keep listening and I will see what I can find.
Oh, Cindy, I got the link now.
Jonathan, are you approaching on a motion to amend?
There's a motion to set bond. He's been in custody.
Okay, come in. Give me 1 second. You can talk to her. Do you need to file? Thank you.
Conditions, but definitely not the bond amounts that first were never able to. But he's been in custody for many years. This is a big.
Yes.
Where I gotta say, sorry. There's a note. By board, there's a note. On conditions, there's
Okay, all right, thank you.
And it's because the time I can't even see that since first hand. It's been no sweet in custody. No, Miss Mantra picks up everything. There's nothing. She looked it up on
During the hearing.
Okay, this is what I can find about the New York Correctional Officer strike. They have cancelled health insurance for those still on strike. The claim is striking is absolutely illegal for employees and unions that are covered under that law, which would be what law? The Taylor law. Okay. Regulates the rights of public employees and their unions. Working on civil contempt proceedings against the officers. But I don't see. Less than 10 correction officers has been terminated as of Monday morning. So apparently not all have been fired. But it seems to be, from what I can see here, they're working on civil contempt proceedings against the strikers. Dun, dun, dun. So the governor signed an executive order to send the National Guard to these prisons. I assume it is as scabs, as we call them in the union. So yeah, it's a big mess. Hi, MG Law. Yeah, Judge Boyd is amazing. It's so much fun. So much fun. Hey, everybody. MG Law's in the chat. Hey. So that is the short. But it seems as if there are similarities between Swedish rights to strike and New York State rights to strike. Some workplaces, such as prisons, it's extremely restricted here in Sweden as well, in order to strike. In order for them to, they have to more or less be approved by the government to be allowed to strike here. So yeah, but I don't know if I find that particular strike very interesting. I find this much more interesting. But thank you for giving me that update.
I mean,
You can look it up if
I mean, I don't want to, I just want to get it set. Like,
well, okay.
I'll explain to her what's going on.
Hello. Hey,
So Judge, I hate to be like a bother. What had happened was
it's not a bother.
we had filed a motion to set bond last year in April, and I believe it's notated in the court's jacket on May the 4th. I did get with Judge Nahara, and the bond was set at 5,000, but there's no indication of the 5,000. There's just bond conditions like UAs, a UA hotline, retake IOP, but there's no like amount on there, so the clerks couldn't enter it. But he's been in custody for over a week, Your Honor. He's in Medina County, and I would just like.
All right, so if you would, then if you'll take it to Judge Nahara, but I require like defendants are present either by Zoom before I set the bond. So if you'll take it to Judge Nahara, I'm sure he can find it somewhere in the system with him if you want to do that.
I can go down there, ma'am.
Okay, sure.
I know you're busy, Judge.
No.
And thank you.
It's fine. Do you need
I'll go take it.
the motion or anything?
I have a copy of the motion in there.
Right. Yeah, I don't know why this hasn't been written on here.
Yeah, I think it was just one thing that was missed, but I'll go do that, and then if would I be able to give it to the clerks afterwards?
Oh, sure. Just give to.
If you go to the court reporter, if it was on the record, because he said $5,000.
Yeah, they should be able to pull it.
Okay. I
Just
just-
give it to somewhere. You need the.
Okay.
Did I get that? It's my motion there. Make sure that's or stuff, just because I want to make sure. the same thing.
All right, we are there.
Thank you for your time, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Have a great one. Amanda Castro. Amanda Lynn Castro. Benito Vasquez. Benito Vasquez III. Christian Escobar Reyna. Hi.
I mean, I guess it's fine, I to get the late out there from there.
I got San Francisco.
Yes.
Are you on Juan Francisco Ortiz? He's an inmate,
Mhm.
and Mr. Ortiz has been retained.
Carnal, I was minimally retained.
Minimal.
Yeah, I got a bunch of
Is that
$2
like a
bills. I'm
little bit
not
permanent?
even sure they're good. I gotta take them to the bank.
They're probably worth more than $2.
Probably, right? But Your Honor, I just got retained and I don't know anything about this fellow or his cases.
Okay, so just confer with, talk to the state.
They already have enough. I just need a chance to review the paperwork.
All right, so in this court, explain to him the rules.
I will talk to him. I will. Talk to
Okay.
him. All right.
All
Then I
right.
come back to you or do I just go get
You
him?
just go to the clerk and ask them to pull the
I
file.
can do that, Your Honor.
Yes,
Thank you.
okay, thank you. Thank you, yes.
Skipping ahead.
So hot and the humidity was out of control. So I did something that I probably shouldn't have done. I went to go get a mangonada from the usual place that we go. Guess what? I went in there and I was immediately hit with the smell of marijuana. And so I was saying, is that coming from next door? Oh, and she's like, yes. She says she gets a headache all the time. So I told her, not that I'm gonna be drug tested, but I'm gonna wait outside. So she gave it to me and I was like, just don't let my clothes smell bad. It was just horrible. And then they keep their dog.
Will be
Mhm.
for the end of the morning. I had to see his face. But I had to sign him once. I don't keep him.
All right, Juan Francisco Ortiz. Where are you? Come down. All right, counsel, you've received all discovery?
No, Your Honor, I've received no discovery. I have looked at the file. I've talked to the prosecutors. They're online about what it is I propose to do. I intend to sign on the other two unindicted cases as soon as I get back to the office. And I will be representing them on all the matters.
Mhm.
And I just need an opportunity to assess the cases. The gentleman said there's a problem with the case, and I'm saying there's a problem with you getting arrested.
Okay,
So we're gonna look at this thing realistically. I just need an opportunity to do so.
all right,
I
so,
received money this morning.
all right, so the unindicted cases, state, are those fairly new?
Judge, they're from 2024, so we have most of the discovery and the drug ID report.
All right,
Can you upload the offense report?
Exactly.
all right, and state, were you able to tender an offer, a global offer or no?
I did, yes.
Okay. All right, sir, how old are you?
I'm 52.
All
Well,
right.
gonna be 50
52, going to be 52, when, what month?
September 16th.
Oh, well, happy early birth month. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, if I can have is 30 days enough time for you, counsel, or do you need more than 30?
I was hoping for 45.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you give me a plea deadline date in 45 days, please.
That would be April 17th.
All right, April 17th. And that will be your plea deadline date.
Your Honor, is there any possibility of having a bond set on this man?
What, he doesn't have a bond set?
He had remanded without bond.
All right, once the motion is filed, I'll hear it. Just make arrangements with
Absolutely,
Ms.
Your Honor.
Ferguson, and
Absolutely.
we'll put it on the docket.
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
you.
thank you.
Everybody shows the utmost respect for this judge. Everyone. And why is that? Because if you don't show respect, she is going to damn well tear the throat out of your let's not get graphic here. Yeah, she earned that respect from these attorneys, including the prosecution, throughout years and years of being an absolute legend of a judge.
Have a seat, sir.
And a quick reminder, hit the thumbs up. Goes for YouTube, Rumble, X. And thank Brain Socks over at Rumble for your $5 Rumble rant. Love the show. A little support. Thank you so much. I deeply appreciate it. Deeply appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you have an account on X, I wouldn't mind if you shared the link. It's on my page on X. Skipping. Oh. I'm looking at these attorneys who are in their 50s, 60s, and maybe even 70s. When they were born, this situation you have here would not exist, did not exist. With black female judge demanding and getting the respect of these 60, 70-year-old attorneys. Imagine that 60, 70 years ago. Hi, Dolly, and thank you for the raid. We are in Judge Stephanie Boyd's courtroom, and she's doing amazing. Now, there are quite a few pauses here, which I try to skip through, but she absolutely went on this woman who keyed her ex-boyfriend's car, ended up in jail for 3 days, and Judge Boyd just went, you went to jail for 3 days? You abandoned your children for 3 days because you loved your ex more than you love your children. And I went, that was, but hello, Dolly folks, good to have you here. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. You know all the things. And thank you again, Dolly. Okay, skip ahead to the next thing that happens. We are soon to be an hour and a half in. She has been handling 4 cases so far. Don't know what's taking so long.
Okay.
It's our pre-bargain day. There is an
Yes.
offer. I've asked him to go ahead and start the paperwork.
Okay.
But he, I believe, has COVID.
Okay.
And I'm not sure, he's asked me not to get near him. The bailiff just asked him to step out. And I said,
Oh, yeah.
Anybody,
So we need to recall this.
please.
All right, state on Michael Warner, if you keep the plea offer open. All right. All right, Ms. Ferguson. Can you recall Michael Warner in 14 days?
That's very fair, very fair.
Yes.
That would be 17.
Yeah, we can do it the week of the 17th.
What's that? You said 14 days, so I'm
Yeah.
assuming that's
Yes.
17th.
So what's good for you? Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday?
Tuesday.
Norma, can you put this for March 18th?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you, Judge. Louis
You're
Buckner.
welcome.
Louis Buckner.
If you want to just let him know and you'll be responsible for him being
Oh,
here
yeah.
as opposed to getting a reset form, because I don't want you to.
Exactly. Thank you.
All right.
You said the 18th, Judge, correct?
Yes,
18.
yes.
Thank
Yes.
you, Norma.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Phillips.
You can have a seat, she'll call you up. It's gonna get to her. Pat.
I explained it to him.
All right, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Phillips? So there are no lab reports, so they're tendering dismissal. Here's the thing. You need to stay on top of your mental health issues. You need to stay on top of everything, because if you don't, you know what's going to end up happening? You're going to be right back here and they may end up having labs and everything. So if there is an issue, if you can't get treatment for your mental health issues, if I'm here, you can always come back here and we'll see what we can do to help you.
Okay.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That is the guy whose case has been pending for 2 years.
So
A
go ahead
simple
and wait in
drug
the gallery,
charge.
start going back that way, and she'll take you your stuff. Thank you. Sorry, Joe, I know you.
Oh, no problem.
He was on earlier on the docket. And
She needs
also,
someone to make a lot of.
the moment Judge Boyd heard that his case has been pending for 2 years because lab results, yeah, she wasn't buying it. She wasn't buying it. She told the prosecution I need to see some filings. And she asked of and the attorney said, I will file. Obviously a motion to dismiss. And yeah. The Judge Boyd, amazing judge. Yeah. 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 He raised the date from the origin of the offense. Yeah, she was on it.
Yeah, Judge. it's on the
Prosecution,
26th.
seriously,
All right.
what are you
If you can
doing?
make sure that they receive that.
Hey, chicken. Hey, chicken. Good to have you here. Good to have all of you here.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
These are online cases, that's why I wouldn't.
Yes.
And here's this.
Bring international. Okay, I will give one warning. Bring in international politics into this stream, and I will boot you. This is a politics-free zone. Unless
Jorge
it's not
Martinez.
Bobby Willis.
Present, Your Honor.
You're over here, counsel. All right, so Mr. Martinez, I see this is your first time here. You need to make sure that you're on time. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so where are we on discovery?
Your Honor, I still have to review it with my client. I think we've received everything that the state sent us, but I still need to review it with my client and go over a few things. He lives in Eagle Pass, so it's been a little difficult, but hopefully by next setting, we should decide if we're gonna see what we need to do on this thing.
All right, and state, have you tendered an offer?
What did this guy
How old
do?
are you?
Attempt to break his neck?
I'm 20 minutes, sorry.
20? Oh, when people just turn, they hit that 20 mark, they forget sometime.
Yeah, I don't wanna
All right,
get over it.
Ms. Ferguson, set this for a plea deadline date in 45 days. On this date, you'll need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer if you worked out an agreement. If no agreement is reached by that date, your next date is going to be a jury trial date. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm giving you extra time because I realize you're young and sometimes you need time to think about the consequences of your actions. And also you may want to talk to other people,
Yes, ma'am.
mainly people who love and care about you, not your friends.
April 17th.
All right. Because you know what my grandmother would always tell us?
What is it, ma'am?
She would say, ain't nobody your friend. This is the exact quote. She said, ain't nobody your friend but Jesus Christ and sometimes your mom. Because she's like, sometimes your mom doesn't like you, right? So friends are not friends, you know? You can talk to your mom probably. All right? All right, good luck to you. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you. Adam.
You're welcome.
Reports for the.
Who's here on Marco Marino?
Oh, no, sorry, she comes here.
Okay. Here's where Cheech is here. Where's Sean? Well, shouldn't there be Cheech and Chong here? I don't know. I might be prejudicial here, but I assume it's a drug offense. Oh. Whatever it was, Judge Boyd turned off the camera. Yeah.
I'll need to have a copy.
Whatever that case was, it was serious enough for Judge Boyd to turn off the camera. I don't think she would turn off the camera for a drug offense.
Yeah, if you want to take it to the back. Yeah, I'll take it to the back here. Thanks.
You have to go the other way. Thank you.
Amanda Castro. Let's see.
This is Texas, San Antonio, the 187th.
And Norma, if you can get in touch with the attorney on that one.
Which one?
Amanda Castro.
Oh, Lauren Lefty.
Yes.
She said she will be here, so she was coming in from some mountains.
Ah,
But
okay.
she'll be here soon.
Benito Vasquez. And everyone, the court is recessing at noon. If your attorney is not here by 11:45, you will be coming back this afternoon.
What's 11? I got Shan, what's 11?
Thank you.
And,
No.
Only on Friday. Monday.
Hi, how you doing? You. I cannot complain. We're supposed to have heavy thunderstorms today.
Oh, good. I guess it happened for March 2 years now. So you can also afford it.
Calling 2000.
This is one that I did the original case. And then Odyssey reappointed me on his new case. So his new case isn't set here yet.
Court is calling 2024 CR 6690 State versus Jason Bustos. Could I have parties approach and announce for the record for the state?
See?
Defense? All right, and Mr. LaHood, if you can move down to the other end. All right. And are you Jason Giovanni Bustos?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you entered a plea on January 13th to count one guilty. The state waived count two without objection. You applied for deferred adjudication. According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. The state opposes your application for deferred adjudication, and there's to be restitution and no contact to the complainant. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report
We have, Judge.
and the TAP evaluation?
We have
Any objections?
no objections, no corrections or addition.
Any objections from the state?
No, Your
All right, any witnesses state?
No,
Defense
no, Your Honor.
witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
Yeah, my client, just very briefly.
All right, could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Jason Giovanni Bustos.
All right, defense.
Jason, you admitted
Honor.
when you were here, you admitted to probation that you shot your gun at this other person, correct?
Yes.
And this had to do with on a road, you and another vehicle were playing jockey back and forth, correct?
Yes.
And I want to make sure, Judge, the other vehicle was a F-150 Ford pickup,
Yes.
and you had a 95
Ford Ranger. Correct?
Yes,
Forestry.
yes,
And you felt threatened by, is that what you shoot where you felt threatened by the actions of your driver?
yes.
You know now, when you carry guns, things like this can happen. You can overreact. You understand that that's not very smart. Right?
Yes.
That's not a smart thing. You overreacted.
Yes,
Have you learned a lesson?
I did.
You think that you could be successful on probation?
Yes,
A lot of reporting, drug testing, fines to pay, community service, maybe some gun safety classes. Think you can be successful in that?
yes,
You have a drug problem?
I do not.
Pass a witness.
All right, any questions?
Mr. Bustos, so, I mean, you stated that you felt threatened by the other drivers on correct?
Yes,
But the encounter that you had with him, it wasn't a short encounter, right? It went on for several miles, correct?
yes,
And so at any time during that period where you guys are going back and forth with each other, did you ever think to call 911 and to report that you were feeling threatened by the behavior of this other individual?
I did not have a phone at the time. Present.
And so, I mean, there are multiple streets where you could turn off or just went into a business and parked. Did you do any of that?
No, there was heavy traffic during the whole entire incident.
Okay.
My first thought would be going towards the HEV that was right across from the highway. And I couldn't make it across due to just traffic flowing through.
Okay, and so there was heavy traffic in the area for traffic. So the way that you can to reconcile this is to fire a firearm twice. That was your reaction. Right?
That was after when I got away from several of from the heavy traffic.
Okay, so why didn't you choose to get away from the other vehicle if you felt threatened by it?
I did try to get away from the vehicle.
But then you still followed them and shot.
I didn't follow them.
Did not follow them.
No, I was being followed the whole entire time.
Okay. But in the stipulated evidence, it says that the other Ford was taking the turnaround, right, when you fired into the vehicle, correct?
No.
So, okay, tell me about that.
When I took the turnaround, there was an HEV. The entrance to that HEV was very close to the turnaround. So instead of proceeding, I decided to go straight. When I went straight to the first light, I decided to go on a right-hand turn lane, and I noticed that the truck was still following me. Once I noticed that, and I checked my rearview mirror, he was already trying to try to jump over the curb to get to where I was headed towards, and I was trying to avoid just a confrontation from him. So instead, I proceeded to go straight. When I got off the right hand turn lane, I went straight. When the light turned green to the other light, and I didn't even make it halfway until I almost got into an accident just from trying to drive away. My truck stalled, and that's when I noticed the driver was still proceeding and started tailgating, driving recklessly, maneuvering through cars through the traffic that I left behind. So from there, he caught up to me, and that's when I got scared and overreacted.
Okay. And so I want you to help me understand this, because in your interview that you gave with Detective Grant, it says that he stated that during some of the swerving that you catched up to the other Ford, and that's when the truck slowed down and tried to cut you off. And then
That was in the highway.
that's when you exited and took a turnaround, and then that's when you shot into the other truck. So on the highway, if you had an opportunity to catch up to him, why didn't you just go somewhere else? Did you think that your response was reasonable to shoot into his vehicle?
No, it wasn't.
Let me follow up. I'm well familiar with the location. I live out there. When you exited at the Leon Springs exit,
Yes,
Bernie Stage Road. And you exited there to do the turnaround, it's up a ways and there's no place to turn off. It's a service road. It's
Yeah.
very heavily trafficked. And you make the turnaround, there's an HEB on the right-hand side, but there's like 3 lanes there when you do the turnaround. There were 2 or 3 lanes to be able to pull in the HEB.
Yeah.
Correct. There's too much traffic. As there always is on a service road, correct? So you continue straight. Is that correct? And your truck is a Ford Ranger or 4-cylinder?
yes.
When they're talking about catching up with the individual she brought up, did you accelerate to try to catch up?
Not accelerated.
What did you mean by trying to catch up? Or catching up?
What happened was, as we were driving forward
On 10.
on 10, he left it alone, I left it alone. I didn't do anything about it. There's no reason for me to catch up. I can't even catch up.
No, yeah, I understand.
Not against with the truck that has 8 cylinders against a Ford 4-cylinder truck. Anyway, I noticed from about a quarter mile, he's already tailgating another vehicle, but then again he starts to pull back dramatically.
Okay. What do you mean by you caught up with him? What do you mean?
I mean,
Were you trying to catch up with him?
I
or
wasn't
just
trying to.
The
catch
flow
up
of
with him.
traffic, you ended up getting ahead of it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
That's all I have. Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, so
Judge,
this
I may
is,
just say this one thing,
yes.
if I may.
Well, just one second, because I want something cleared up for me. In the report, I'm reading the synopsis, and this is what the synopsis says in the stipulations. It says that the complainant was in his personally owned vehicle. The suspect was in his vehicle, and the suspect began to brake check him on the interstate. I understand brake checking people because sometimes people are riding your bumper. I understand that. I think it's crazy to do that, but I understand why people brake check, say, hey, quit riding my bumper. So that's not the problem for the court, that you were brake checking him. It says that the complainant decided to pass you and continue on his way. So what the synopsis so far is saying is that you were brake checking him, I guess, because he was riding his bumper. And then the complainant decides, you know what, I'm just going to pass this guy. So it says that he passes you, then you caught up to him, pulled up next to him, didn't fire your weapon, but exhibited your weapon to him, and then got in front of the complainant and started brake checking him again. That's where I have a problem. I can understand you're driving. Maybe the speed limit is 60. Sometimes people will be in what's called the fast lane on the freeway, and they're going below the speed limit, which is a no-no. But let's say the speed limit is 60, you're going 50 or 55, who cares? You're going less than whatever. Or maybe this person is speeding behind you. So they're behind you, they're riding your bumper, which people do, which they shouldn't do, because that doesn't give you time to stop if you need to stop immediately. So this person says, you start brake checking them. So I'm sure tempers are high. His temper is high. I know the complainant was probably upset, probably said a few choice words. And then the complainant gets from behind you because you're brake checking him and speeds past you. Maybe he gestured towards you or whatever, but he doesn't pull a weapon. So he speeds past you. That should have been the end of it. Maybe you get on the phone. You say you didn't have your phone, but maybe you memorize his license plate and call the police and say this person is recklessly driving. But he says what happens is you don't do that. After you brake check him and he decides to pass you, you then catch up to him and exhibit your weapon. That's a no-no right there. And then it says, then the complainant, instead of him just calling the police after you pulled your weapon at him, he pulls out his phone to start videotaping you. And then what he does, after you pulled out your gun and exhibited at him, he starts filming you on his phone. And then he starts chasing after you in his vehicle to film you. And it says he's continues to follow you. And then they both took the turnaround at Bernie Stage Road and went on the access road. And it says that the complainant then continued to record you. And then you both got off at the 20,000 block of Interstate Highway 10. And then you came to abrupt stop as the complainant passed you on the left. And then when he passed you on the left, it says you started firing with your automatic handgun. And it says that the complainant was still filming on his cell phone when this occurred. So is somebody saying those are not the facts? Because that's what I'm reading.
The last part, Your Honor, from what I can remember, is he did not pass me up. He just stopped after I stopped.
Mhm.
I stopped just to make sure he can continue going.
So did you brandish your weapon more than once? Did you brandish your weapon at him first and then brandished it later throughout this incident and then shoot it?
I brandished it once,
And when you brandished it, you fired it.
only on the second time.
Okay, so then you brandished it more than one time. What the synopsis is saying, and don't feel that you have to agree with me. I'm just saying what's in the synopsis. What the synopsis is saying is you brake checked him. And then after you brake checked him, he went around you and passed you. You brandished a weapon. You didn't fire it. He gets upset that you're brandishing a weapon. So then he starts following you and filming you. And then you all meet up and you fire bullets into his vehicle. So is that not true? Is that not what happened?
Yes, Your Honor, that is what happened.
All right. If it's not what happened, just tell me. I'm here trying to figure out what the appropriate sentence is. But I do have a problem if you're brandishing a weapon at somebody, right? And then later you brandished it again. There's a gap in time for tempers to cool. And then you brandished it again and you fire into a vehicle. Did you know how many people were in that vehicle? What if there were children in that vehicle? In their in their car seats, because you really can't see when babies are in car seats. People could have been killed. And then if you would have been a good shot and you would have killed him, maybe he would have crashed in other vehicles and somebody else would be dead. So you wanted to say something, Counselor? Is there any other questions for him?
No, just something, an argument.
Sure.
Two things. One is 95 Ford Ranger, my wife, although she drives a new car, has a 96 Ford Ranger,
Mhm.
6-cylinder. She uses for hauling plants, shrubbery,
Mhm.
rocks, dirt.
Mhm.
Ford Ranger does not have a lot of pickup. Well, it has a limited speed it will go.
Mhm.
An F-150, it doesn't have a lot of acceleration. An F-150 has got a lot of acceleration.
Mhm.
So we've got a small car and a large car. I don't know what happened, but I'm saying there's a difference there. And the 150 ought not be picking on the smaller guy, if in fact that was what he was doing. Second off is his questions about why don't you call the police? I don't want my wife going down H10 and getting off on the service road going at 50 and 60 miles an hour, getting on his cell phone and making a phone call.
Oh, well, what
I-
I can tell you, Counsel, the whole thing about calling the police, that's not the big issue for the court.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, okay.
And I think he understands what he made a mistake. Also, I think he's had some mental health issues. He took medicine. They got him back on medicines in the jail. He has no prior criminal record. He had a job. He was productive before this happened. There's nothing in the record that says this would be a reoccurring type thing that I can see. Once he's learned a lesson, give him a chance on probation. I'm asking the court to give him a chance on probation.
All right, State.
Maybe even have some mental health treatment if the court thinks that's needed.
Judge, we're asking that you deny this application. Years prison. When you define, I think, that it had a, even up, being denied cognitive failure, but the evidence that was stipulated to is problematic. That's every driver's worst nightmare. You know, to on whether just judges and hiding it. I was, and my point about bringing up whether he called 911 or not was that he had a sufficient time to cool down or pull over and retreat, and he did not. He decided to engage and brandish his weapon one time and then fire it twice into that truck. And, you know, he's lucky that he didn't have better in him because he would be here for a different charge if that were the case. And so for those reasons, we're asking.
All right, is there any objection to the restitution of $250 to the complainant for that's his deductible?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the court is going to find you guilty. The court will sentence you to a $2,000 fine, time and money to run concurrent. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. I'll ask for the therapeutic community based on the mental health. And I do understand, based from reading the synopsis, what was going on with both parties. And there was bad behavior on both sides. But Mr. Giovanni, this is not a probation case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sentence you to 4 years in the prison.
Ooh.
Give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There's been no contact with the complainant, and $250 to the of restitution to the complainant. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
When we did all this, you don't have a right to do.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. All right, we can go off the record. So I get.
Yeah, don't road rage in Texas, folks. Do not road rage in Texas. And if you do, don't pull up a gun unless you're actively attacked. Jesus Christ. That was not legal advice, by the way.
Gave me something less than what the state requested because of the facts of your case. You're going to have to get a control of your anger, and you're going to have to start making better decisions. A gun should not be the answer to every issue that comes up. All right, good luck to you.
And he gets credit for time served, right?
Yes.
So, yeah. It's a fair thing to do.
If this was the plea deal, what was you actually risking?
Thank you, counsel.
Damn.
I'll print out the waivers, Steve.
Oh, there's.
There's, yeah, sure, but, oh, hello, Judge.
Hello, how's it going?
Typical Monday.
Oh, yeah. All right, who's here on Leroy Villareal? Who's the attorney for Leroy Villareal? All right, all right, if you see him in the hallway, you can tell him we're ready.
That was appointed to, I think we'll put it on Wednesday.
Oh, Zapata?
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
sentencing.
Yeah, wedding sentencing,
Yes.
Was very expedient.
Well, what happens?
You go ahead.
They can move the other case. I'll do it.
Okay.
You don't need it? You don't need it.
Are you here on Villareal?
Let's get you some treats.
You're not here for Leroy Villareal, are you?
No, that's not my view.
All right.
It's built in, it's okay.
Treat for Mr. Jingles.
Yeah, can we beat the ball?
Okay, let's skip to the next.
Yes, he has a,
Mr. McLean is here. You
Yes.
asked him to be here on that Lorenzo.
yes.
He's ready to
Talk to the state.
I'm not.
All right.
Just for
He
the
has
job.
a VR report.
Right.
All right, so if you want to confer with the state on the VR,
Okay.
thank you.
Sure.
We have an NTR and a plea with no
Did you still want us? You just.
All right,
Terminal.
court is calling 2025 CR 0000532 State versus Leroy Villareal. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense,
Attorney Bill Simmons for defense.
and are you Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Villareal? Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Villareal, did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes.
Probation, this is an application for deferred adjudication. Mr. Villareal, did you review admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 2, 1 to 4 grams? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Well, 1 to 3 grams of, I don't know what kind of substance that was, but I don't think it's weed. Or is
If
it?
you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will be against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? You need to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
In my opinion, he does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
In my opinion, he is and was, Your Honor.
Mr. Villareal, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No,
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
no,
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
yes,
Are you a U.S. citizen?
yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's an $800 fine and the state recommends deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea.
Yes, Your Honor, we would be asking the court to consider probating a portion of the fine.
State is at the plea. Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation, community service hours, no contact with the co-defendants, no possession of any firearms, and the MRT course. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, any evidence?
No objection.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Let's see what this guy gets.
Court will.
Let's see what.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We would just ask the court to follow the plea agreement, Your Honor. He's made it clear to me that he is no longer in any association with the gentleman he was in the car with, and so we do look forward to him being successful on his probation.
All right, how old are you?
22,
And how far did you go in school?
11th grade.
Why?
I decided to work.
I'm sorry, what?
I decided to work
So what do you do?
construction, so I'm retired.
So you left high school to go and work?
It was best for me at that time.
All right, and if you drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Marijuana
Or what else?
is about
When's the last time you used marijuana?
a month ago.
Do you have any children?
Mm.
All right, and what's your relationship to these other people in the vehicle? So why are you driving around with drugs in the car? No, I mean, if I ask them who the wrong crowd is, it's you. And obviously, have you been around them since this offense? So you're still using marijuana, so you are the wrong crowd. Because if you were not, you would have came to court and you would have been clean. You understand? So who do you live with? And where are you using marijuana? At their house?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, why are you using marijuana at your parents' house? Obviously, they should know about this. Do they smell it?
No.
All right, if you're doing construction, you shouldn't be doing marijuana. I don't care what other people are doing at the construction site, but I'm sure other people will like their homes built by someone who isn't high, or their buildings. That's how accidents occur. That's how people get the concrete mix incorrectly, and you end up with all those cracks because somebody's doing it when they're high. All right, there's going to be no contact with Joseph Isaiah Vela, Vela, Jorge Enrique Martinez, Luis Enrique Velez, Velez. 4 years deferred adjudication, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, 120 sober meetings in 120 days. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. TAP evaluation out of
It seems as in this court, any probation bans you from working with minors and elders.
custody. And probation, we'll start him with intensive outpatient treatment if they recommend inpatient treatment. There should be field visits 1 time per month until further notice. There's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'll waive those 200 hours if he is in some type of trade school and receives certification, or if he obtains his GED. There, no possession of firearms. You're not allowed to possess firearms while you're on probation. They say they want the MRT for you. Do you know the difference between right and wrong?
Yes, wrong.
Then why don't you do right instead of doing wrong? Getting in the vehicle with guys who are using marijuana and have drugs is wrong. Do you understand that?
Yes, wrong.
Driving around high is wrong because you can cause an accident. Having guns in a vehicle driving around the city while you're high is wrong. Do you understand that?
Yes, wrong.
Does he need any more MRT than that? All right. You better start choosing right instead of wrong, because you're looking at 10 years in the prison. And if you all could test him for levels with the drugs, if your levels go up, they're going to file a motion to revoke. You understand?
Yes, wrong.
And stop smoking in your parents' house. How old are your parents?
50.
All right. So you're just sitting around at their house getting high. That's going to stop. You understand? Be sure when probation goes to his house to search, and if there's marijuana in there, file a motion to revoke. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, wrong.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, wrong.
All right, we can go off the record. In this court, communication is key to be successful. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know about it. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court. You understand?
Yes.
And stop using marijuana. It fries your brain cells regardless of what anybody says, or unless you're using something else. And you seem very high today, but you're able to understand everything.
Yes, wrong.
All right, good luck to you.
Hey, Your Honor.
Yes.
He currently resides in Eagle Pass, Judge, so I've explained to him that if the court allows a courtesy supervision to take place in Eagle Pass, that he still needs to report here until that happens. We also would like to just confirm for him that the court would possibly entertain a possible motion for early termination. My understanding is the state is not opposed.
Well, with regards to early termination, it's going to depend on him. Are you still going to be smoking marijuana in your parents' home or anywhere?
No, Your Honor.
Then, I will consider it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, in probation, we'll add a transfer to Eagle Pass, and I understand that you all can't do the field visits if it's in Eagle Pass, but if you could see if Eagle Pass probation could do that and let them know what the court's concerns are about him using marijuana at his parents' house. And I thought your parents were not as young as they are. They should know what marijuana smells like.
I'll go out on a limb here. They smoke too. Don't. Yeah.
Don't disrespect their home. And do not have any children right now because you're not ready. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge. Never be excused, Your Honor.
He's gonna need to remain
May I-
on probation. Yes, you may.
We're ready on Eric Mitchell.
Mhm.
Eric Mitchell.
Eric Mitchell.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
And then perfectly ready on hold.
Okay. All right, McLean?
Very good. There are no more certification points.
All right, where's your client?
Oh, good.
All right, we have a problem. You know what that problem is? All right, so
Out of here.
we're not on the record. This is your first violation. You can't drink alcohol. You're not allowed to drink alcohol while you're on bond. If you do, what's going to end up happening is if there's a second violation report, I will keep an open mind, but maybe you need inpatient treatment. Do you feel you need inpatient treatment?
No, Your Honor.
Then why are you drinking?
It was a mistake, but,
No, it's not a mistake. It's a choice because you had to open the bottle. If it's a beer, you had to unscrew it. If it's one of those caps that you need a, what do you call it? A bottle opener. You had to go get the bottle opener. You know, and if it wasn't, you had to get a glass if it was something that you were drinking out of a glass. So these are choices you made every step of the way. And people come before me, they wear crosses, but if you're going to wear a cross, then follow the path. You understand?
yeah,
So what's going on with you?
I'm just working a lot.
Well, I mean, working and drinking. So why are you drinking
I'm not drinking, Your Honor.
according to this? So why? What's going on? What is causing
Oh, what
you
happened?
to pick up and drink?
It was my first time using the mouthwash, and I guess it was like in the past I've had it before, and I've never had that issue.
Why do people always come to me with mouthwash? Like I drank some mouthwash. Was it Dr. Tishner's? Because I mean, that I would understand because I think that's like 100% or at least 99.9% alcohol. So what mouthwash were you using?
The Equate Walmart brand blue. Very. It won't happen again, Your Honor.
State, what do you want to do with this first violation? All right.
I've talked to him about that. He is willing to do that. He's actually starting to go to Club 12 as well to show the court he is addressing his problems. My client works 10, 12 hours a day at the Bone.
Bone Bank Autographs.
Okay.
And so he is a key member over there. He is working a lot. I think if he takes the alcohol awareness program, I think, and I've talked to him and say, look, you can't put anything that has alcohol in your mouth. You can't do it. I don't care if it's mouthwash. I don't care if it's salad dressing. I don't care what it is. If it has alcohol in it, you can't put it in your mouth because this is what's going to happen. So I think this will be the last time we're going to have this issue.
All right. And where are we on discovery?
Judge, we got a standard discovery form that I think we filled out last time that we were here. We're just waiting for that all to get put into the system.
All right. March 24th. Thank you. All right. This is what the court is, and state you may be excused. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to continue with ignition interlock. You had better start reading labels because you're not allowed to put anything in your mouth that has alcohol content. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'm going to order 90 sober meetings in 90 days. I'm not going to do the alcohol awareness course.
Okay, good. That's fair.
And the reason why I'm doing that, I know that with the alcohol awareness course, there's certain times that's only available at a specific time, and your attorney is telling me that you work a lot of hours. So with the sober support meetings, they're around 24/7. But you're going to need to do those daily. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything else?
No further, Judge.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're
Thank you.
excused.
Yeah,
Okay, here we have a case with, I don't know, a 15-year-old.
I've seen the news then.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, no, I understand. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 009804, State versus Julius Tovar. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Pat Montgomery for Julius Tovar.
And are you Mr. Tovar?
Yes.
Counsel, you received all discovery. Did you review it with your client?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that state is in compliance with discovery. Probation, this is an application. Mr. Tovar, did you review the application for deferred adjudication or community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it and,
Yes, ma'am.
counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Without objection from the defense, Judge.
All right, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand your charge of possession of controlled substance, penalty group 1 to 4 grams? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights? Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Tovar, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on count 2. There's a $2,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication, and there's to be restitution to the SAPD for drug testing. Did you understand that
Yes.
as the plea?
Yeah.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Judge.
State, that's the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am. There are none, Your Honor.
All right. Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 5 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 200 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to count 2, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, any evidence?
We present no objections.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, ma'am. We'll waive a pre-sentence investigation and ask the court to follow the plea bargain.
All right. Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, he's 21. He's, I think on the path to straightening himself out.
Mhm.
We do have a case in County Court 7 we're going to resolve tomorrow. And he'll be on probation, deferred adjudication on that case as well.
All right. Is Child Protective Services involved in this case?
Not that I know of either, Judge.
Why not? Because there's a child in the car.
Yeah, it's not my kid. No,
Oh, it said, oh, you're the stepfather?
yeah.
So do you have any children with this Layla Monique Escobar?
No.
You don't? All right. How far did you go in school?
12th grade.
Did you graduate?
No, man.
Why not?
I never got to finish.
Why not?
They kicked me out.
Why?
Skipping,
Why were you skipping?
bad crowds.
I mean, you're part of the bad crowd
Yeah.
because if you're skipping with other people, you all are skipping together. What's with the tattoo on the arm?
No, I've been having these.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. 5 years deferred adjudication. There's to be no contact with Layla Monique Esquivel. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Who do you live with?
Her father-in-law, my father-in-law.
Who is your, wait a minute. Is this Layla Monique Esquivel?
Yeah,
Are you all married?
no,
All right, so that's not your father-in-law then. You understand that?
yes, ma'am.
And does she live there?
No,
That's odd. So why are you staying with, I just get curious sometime.
I've
It
been,
may not have anything to do with the price of peaches, but we're gonna see. So why are you living with her father-in-law?
well, I've been around the family for a while. Well, she lives with her mom, I live with her dad.
All right. Well, you're not allowed to have any contact. There should be no contact with minors. So if there's minors in that household, you're gonna have to go. Why are you not staying with your parents?
Well, my mom went to California, and my dad, that's the case.
What other, oh, he has another case with his father?
It's in County Court 7.
Oh, so that's an assault case.
Yes, ma'am. There's
Okay.
an assault.
There's to be no contact with minors, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. When's the last time you used?
5 months ago,
And what were you using?
marijuana,
And what else?
that was it.
All right, there's to be a TAP evaluation and a referral to felony drug court. He needs a lot of help.
I like felony drug court, Judge. They do good work.
All right, so that's going to be done in custody, felony drug court referral. They should be able to see him this week.
Thank you, ma'am.
There is going to be 200 hours of community service restitution. 200 hours will be deducted if you obtain your GED or if you are in some type of trade school and you obtain your certificate or some higher level of education. There's going to be field visits 1 time per month until further notice. Restitution to SAPD for lab testing. Counsel, if you think that lab testing is an outrageous amount, let the court know.
I'm gonna guess it's $68, but we'll see.
$2,000 fine, that will be probated. Probation, is there anything else? All right, you all are blocking my view from probation, and probation can't hear because probation wears glasses like me, and if you don't see, sometimes you don't hear.
Come on, Charles.
All right, thank you. Did you review the is there anything else you need from the court?
No.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? We can go off the record. Let me explain something to you. When you're on probation, you're not allowed to drink alcohol, even if it's at your house. You're not allowed to possess any weapons. Do you understand? You're not allowed to use drugs. So If there's some reason why you have marijuana, if there's some mental health issues, do you have any mental health issues? Let probation know about it. Do you understand?
Yes.
In this court, to be successful, communication is key. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court. You understand?
Yes.
And I'm serious about that no contact with Layla Esquivel. You all should not be around each other, and you definitely should not be around anyone who has a child because you're not grown up yet. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And when I say grown up, you're not thinking about things. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, 4 years probation with all the restrictions. Now, we have been going on here for 2.5 hours, and I think that's a good breaking point. Now, tomorrow, unless a hearing in one of the cases I cover or something absolutely maniacally goes on in the court world, we will continue watching Judge Boyd and her courtroom, because I find it so fascinating. And once in a while there are absolute gems coming out of her, like earlier in the stream, which is now up as a separate video, when she called out a woman who keyed her ex-boyfriend's car and went to jail for 3 days. She said, so not verbatim, you abandoned your kids for 3 days in jail before you bailed yourself out. That you loved that man more than you loved your kids because you chose to abandon them for 3 days. The entirety of that case is on a separate video on my channel. Go watch it. It's fun. But everybody, thank you so much for showing up. Again, tomorrow, I don't know what happens tomorrow. If there's a hearing, I'll cover that. If there is some new filings, I will cover that. If nothing in the cases I cover happens, we will go back and watch Judge Boyd. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you to Brain Socks over at Rumble for your $5 Rumble rant. Thank you so much. Thank you to Nana Misty here on YouTube for your $5 super chat. And thank you to Tough Cookie for becoming a new member. And thank all of you guys for hitting the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. And I will see you all back here tomorrow around noon Eastern time. Keep a lookout. Noon Eastern time. Something, a video or a stream tomorrow at noon. All right. That's all I had for you today. Thank you again. And until next time, hug your family. Unless your family's crap, then screw them and give your love to the people who deserve it. Okay? See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.